thought the whole Good Morning Campers thing was getting old, so I just thought I would say hello in the Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures way of saying hello, which is with a very, very nice guitar. So enough of that, my 89 Clapton Strat. You've never seen it played. I know none of you nerd fans have ever seen me play, and I've been really dormant in music for a while. Sort of what being a motivated, dysfunctional musician is about. But anywho, a few updates I wanted to discuss. One was this, strong arm. So I go to Black Tactical, right? And they always give you these kick-ass springs that work in so many guns, and they work really well. Well, just like any movie studio, you gotta have your duds, right? And that's how I take it. I'm not gonna get mad or nothing. But, guys, seriously, guys, these springs suck. They suck. My gun's going slower, not faster. What is wrong? Maybe I don't know how to mod a strong arm. I don't know. Or maybe these springs are just not that stronger than the stock springs. Then I did take the AR out. But anywho, it was any desperate measure to get the strong arm working really well. Besides, if I wanted to go slam fire, just throw an 8.5K in the Alpha Trooper. So we don't like the guns that go like this, per se. I mean, it's decent. I mean, it's about stock right now, I think. We like the guns that go like this. About 14K out. Oh yes. If that hit the LCD, that would like totally break it. So anywho, what's going on lately? Well, I don't have a lot of money. I had this incident with my car where the brakes went out on it. Well, it didn't go out, but let's just say the pads were down to the steel, and I had to get new brakes, and that cost me a few $100. And so I've been sort of not able to build a lot of guns lately, and at the same time trying to start a company, starting a mod company with a few, mods such as people like Laser Gnomes and all of them who make good guns too, to sort of be on that level with. But one thing I do notice is that they don't have guns like these. That is the Ultra Match. You got it. So I took a Woodruff bracket, right? And that's sort of a half-round piece of metal. And I used my gunsmithing tools, and I grinded that. That nice, flat blade. You get the idea. How's it shooting? Way more accurate than putting 2 screws in there, because these are actual posts. I epoxied that in. Another discovery I made was I was at Home Depot, and Gorilla Glue makes a 3,500 pound per square inch 5-minute epoxy. There is a catch. There is a catch. The 5-minute epoxy Gorilla Glue makes is workable in 5 minutes. In other words, it's dry to touch, but it takes several days to cure. Rather than a 30-minute where it's workable for about 30, the average is 30, it's actually more like 40, 45. Really slow kicking off, but it's really strong. This stuff, because it's stronger, takes a couple days, several days to cure. But if you got to tack on something real quick, you can, and you still, at the end result, have a pretty strong system. Now, I do want to show you something. Everybody thinks that the Ultra Match that's for sale is this gun. No. Actually, it's this gun. See? This is my second Ultra Match that I've made. It's a very, very good gun. It has, in my opinion, if you're shooting something in the range of a long shot, like something that maybe Explorer would make, or Remedy Metals would make, we're up in the above 200 feet per second category. These guns shoot about that level. They're 16 kilograms, 7-inch compound bore. This is silicone treated, so it doesn't tarnish as easy. If you keep throwing silicone grease on there and then wiping it off every day, or just polish it with Comment and then do the same thing, you'll keep that look indefinitely. They're very, very good guns. They're handmade, hand-tuned, and they do not leave my floor until such time that they're shooting at least up to 130 flat. And they're excellent. The pistons are bonded with epoxy, so that they cannot break, and they do not break. And I've been shooting this one. This one I've been shooting for about a month now, and this is an everyday shooter. This isn't a gun that I just go out and every once in a while I pull this gun out and shoot. No, man, I'm walking around with this gun all the time and just, you know, shooting. Okay. So I wanted to bring that up because somebody brought up. They thought, okay, the one he had on the video, he's shooting. No, that's not the one for sale. The one for sale is actually another one. Another thing you need to know is I make maybe 2 or 3 of these a year. It's not like the R-Specs where, okay, I sell an R-Spec, which is an entirely different animal. I sell them, and then all I do is I go to Target, I buy another Fire Strike, I glue the piston with epoxy, I sand the inside of the receiver end where the plunger end is, I glue this all together, I throw a brass barrel in there. Okay, yeah. If I sell one more of these, I always have another. I got several sets of springs ready to go to make more of these. Okay, these are regular production items. Okay, it's not like that. But this is also an excellent gun for about 60, because this gets you just around the 200 foot per second mark, and they shoot excellent. They shoot really great. Another version of this gun, which will be the 12K Ultra Match, will have this cut off. We'll have a Venturi on the inside of here, and we'll have one of these 7-inch ends, like my Sandbox gun, which is also an R-Spec. This is a 12K R-Spec. This is the one you saw on the cover with the scope on it. The only difference is I had an extra one of these, and I rechassied it because I tried a bunch of crazy stuff on it, and I re-glued the plunger because I tried a different spring, and I didn't like it. You know, it was the 9 kilogram Stampede spring from Black Tactical. Now, I'm not trying to give Black Tactical a bad rep. I'm thinking that this spring right here would do really good in an EX3. Really good in a Night Finder. Okay? But to the Fire Strike, no. Because, well, I tried to do a triple stroke spring. I could put one on the inside and then put this on the outside, but not really. It just barely clears the barrel and everything like that. I like the 8K outer spring and the 8K inner spring I'm using, well, the 4K inner spring is on this one and the 8K. It's really good. This gun buys you probably, I would say on average, about another 15 feet flat, but it has potential to go, if you got the darts and everything working perfectly, about 150, 160. It's really nice. If you got good Steffens, you'll rule with this gun. Because as far as the gun goes, you can keep it lubed with silicone spray, you can work, keep the barrel cool, you can handle it right, everything. But if your darts are crap, it's just not going to work for you. But that's really cool. But if you want to worry a lot less about that, then just get an R-Spec. But if you really want the accuracy and the power, and you're going to use some Steffens, get an Ultra Match. So anywho, yeah, I got 3 of these myself, and they're really good guns. And then I had another question about somebody asking about the 12K, the 12K Triad, also known as the R-Spec Triad. That's a Triad that can shoot about 100 flat. It's a really good gun, but the problem I'm having is finding a good supply of Maverick springs. These are stock Maverick springs that you would get in your gun. The ones that are 6K, they're too big for the inner spring, and the 4K, 6K is just perfect. But word of warning though, those guns are really hard to draw. I have 2 versions of that gun. I have the unbrass and the brass. The brass buys you another 10-15 feet, of course, and it doesn't fall out in battle. The drawback is that it's breech loader. You got to go and take it like that, and then you gotta take a Sharpie and go like that, though it's a little shorter, of course. Then you gotta draw it, and there you are. For a Fire Strike, I think that's great. I think that's awesome. I think that's outstanding. You can just beautiful. But for Triad, really, I really think you're better off without the brass, unless you just want a show-off piece, or you're just willing to just shoot 3 shots and then toss it and use another gun in battle. Because A triad is really made to be a backup weapon to pick up any ammo off the ground and use it. So if you got 2 of those and you're just shooting the zombies, that's great. This is why I offer it in 8K. Oh, and they are going back on eBay pretty soon. The 8K triads, I'll have 3 of them. And the R-Spec gets up to 2, and then this one goes on eBay with this really hard to find scope, and maybe a little enhancement there that keeps the scope from bobbing backwards, so that forwards, so it's raising the gun too low, and when you shoot out, you're shooting at the ground. You know what I mean? So, anyhow, this is Chris Cartaya signing off. And so let's do a proper sign off. What do you think?